Beyond.
What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller. Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 155. Alongside me is none other than the guide's guru, Kyle Moriarty.
Mm-hmm.
And making his triumphant return to Podcast Beyond, we have rambling, role-playing, what did I write here? Calf roping, Ryan Clement.
Calf roping?
I wanted to give you a good one.
Oh,
I
like
added one in there.
That was good.
Ryan.
Hey.
It's been like 3 weeks. What's up?
Has it been 3 weeks?
I think so.
I guess so. Well, I mean, I missed 2 shows.
Yeah.
So technically I've only been I only missed 2 shows, but it's been a long 2 shows.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been 2 years.
Where were you? What happened?
I was in the Japans.
Oh my goodness, at the TGSs.
As the IGN staff would say, hapang. Just like the.
Because they're racist?
No, because that's the way the Street Fighter guy says it.
Oh, right.
And
USSR.
But it was good times, and I'm sure we will talk about that more later in the show.
We will, but before we get to that, let's start off with a segment we haven't seen in a long time. Someone is in the pit. Colin, what's wrong with you?
What?
You're in the pit of despair. We can all tell. What's going on?
Nothing. I don't know. I'm just in a bad mood today.
Why? All right, let's talk it out.
It has nothing to do with video. It really has nothing to do with video games. So I don't know.
It has something to do with you.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just feeling a political malaise lately.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, that has nothing to do with anything.
So that's your problem.
Yeah. I'm just really. What I feel is that with election day so close, a mere 33 days away or whatever it is, that I just feel like everyone needs to be a little more excited, a little more hyped up to get out there and vote.
But the president is getting elected.
No, but it's still a lot of important gubernatorial races, senatorial races, congressional races every 2 years, of course. I want people to get hyped up and get out there.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's too much complacence, there's too much ignorance out there, there's too much apathy. I'm really tired of it.
Are you going to Jon Stewart's rally to restore sanity?
No, I'm not, because I hate Jon Stewart.
Oh no. What about Stephen Colbert? Do you hate him too?
Yeah, he's a clown too. And you
just made a lot of people unhappy.
I don't really care. I want people to take the thing about them is that they don't take what they do really seriously, and I want people to take.
Oh, I think they do.
I don't think they do at all, especially Stephen Colbert. And
that's the whole point is that they take it seriously, and that's why they're making comedy out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, these aren't. See, that's the thing is that these aren't funny times. These are actually really bad times. People need to wake up, and I don't care how you vote. I'm a conservative, but. Vote however you want, but get out there and vote, and do things. I just feel like there's just not enough energy right now. And it's just really just reading things on the internet and stuff lately. It's just really kind of taking a head and bumming me out a little bit.
In my opinion, it's better to have people that will try and cheer people up, even in the bad times. If you're saying it's bad times, you all have to be serious. But then if no one is bothering to try and keep a positive energy, everybody's just going to get depressed and then not do anything, not go vote. I mean, their comedy might be a way of getting people interested in politics.
Exactly. Isn't it
oh, this is funny. Hey, but actually they bring up a good point. I do feel about this. I'm going to go vote.
Isn't it a way to reach out to people who would be apathetic and not vote?
I cannot stand watching normal news. But at least
I get the local news?
Yeah, but even I get at least some remotely little interest in what they're doing on their shows, and I don't even watch them very regularly. But when I do, I'm like, I kind of want to learn more about that. That sounds like an interesting topic. I get interested.
I mean, that's obviously not the Comedy Central show is really not my big problem.
Yeah.
They no one watches them really anyway, so it's not like it's they have a huge following because they don't
have a good viewership, don't they?
Not really.
I thought they were outclassing Letterman and Leno back in the day.
Maybe, but I mean that's not. I don't think so. But maybe the cable news channels do a lot better, obviously, than Comedy Central.
Probably, yeah.
But no, I mean that's not my problem at all. I'm just feeling down. I'm just feeling like there's no energy.
How do we get you up? How do we get you up?
Yeah,
Can we put all that in a box? Can we put the political garbage in a box for a little bit and get you excited about Beyond here?
Oh, I'm excited about Beyond. I'm always excited about video games and Beyond. But sometimes things transcend. And you have to.
Speaking of permutation, last night I was on an airplane and I made the mistake of buying the latest Time magazine. Oh, there's an article in there about bed bugs. Oh, my skin was crawling. I was not happy.
It's bad.
I hate that.
Got home. I didn't want to let my clothes out of my bag touch anything. I was very upset.
Yeah.
In New York City, it's really bad right now.
That's what I hear. Yeah. Well, it's probably getting bad everywhere.
What did you learn in this article, Greg?
They're gonna take over the world, and
there's
no way.
bugs.
The people who are most at risk are the people who travel all the time. And I'm sitting in the airplane for the third time so far in the last couple months, and I'm there, and I got bags touching the ground. That's what they're saying not to do. My clothes are touching stuff. I just slept in a hotel bed. I'm like.
See here, that's I have a policy.
Yeah.
My policy is any dirty clothes I accumulated over a trip go in a sealed plastic bag in my
that's
suitcase.
What they're saying. That's what they're saying.
And then When I'm on the plane, the instant I get back into my apartment, I don't actually touch anything. I immediately take my clothes off, throw them in the laundry, and take a shower as soon as I get off the plane.
Really?
And then put on clean clothing. And I can't even if I am absolutely exhausted after like a 9-hour flight from Japan, which is what I did, before I did anything, clothes off, in the shower, then nap.
That's pretty. That's pretty intense.
That's hardcore.
What I do is when I travel, I get home. I sit on my couch and I turn the DVR on and I watch all the episodes of Maury Povich that I missed. That's the first.
In a row?
That's
Maury's
the very
great.
first thing
God,
I do.
love Maury.
And I go to Nick's Taco Shop on 19th and Irving and I get a burrito.
Okay.
That's
Nick,
yeah.
Nick's Taco Shop?
Yeah, Underdog. Yeah, you know Nick, the owner.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, Underdog.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about
not
Underdogs.
Yeah, not Underdog, the sausage place.
Underdog is my joint.
Yeah.
That's
Boom!
That's really strangely it's a block away from Underdogs.
Yes.
So that's
Confusing.
Right.
A little
Yeah,
confusing.
Very confusing.
But I doubt many people show up at Underdog to watch sports games.
Right.
Let's begin the show like we will and forever will.
Forever will and forever will.
With the Roper Report. Time for some news. There's a lot of news here. Colin gathered it. Maybe one of the reasons he's so grumpy. Let's see if we can pull him out of the pit with this story. We've posted the first Resistance 3 artwork.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Correction, I posted the first Resistance 3 artwork.
I was in Texas.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Actually, we got a tip from a reader on my Facebook about it, and other outlets picked it up too, but I obviously don't scour the news sites like you guys do because I do other things. But yeah, it's cool. The game looks great. A lot of cool art, Chimera art, and new characters in it. Some people are saying that the character might be Grayson from Retribution or, other characters from Resistance 2, whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Some cool landscape shots of St. Louis and New York City.
St. Louis, which you touched on. Of course, you were the only person I ever saw pick it up from that trailer.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone missed it, but yeah. I mean, it messes up the timeline because what you see is the St. Louis Arch. The Arch wasn't built until 1965, and the game takes place in the 50s, so presumably so.
Are you still hoping that they just jumped ahead, like we've gone forward in the future?
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool if, basically the United States was like a wasteland and it was 30 years later or something like that. But I don't think that that's what's going to happen because, I mean, you have to assume that even if the Chimera wreaked the havoc that they did, then why would they use their resources to build the Arch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they would need to build farms and infrastructure.
I'm working on getting you a studio tour for that. So when you go there and you get your interview, I want to make sure that's the question you ask.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that would be awesome. I'll have plenty of questions.
Question number 1: what the F is up with the Arch?
I know. I mean, that's cool. I'm excited about it. The game looks really cool. A lot of the comments were really positive about it. I'm glad people are hyped up about it. Also, a lot of people are going back and playing Resistance 2, which is a really good idea because it's a great game.
Good. Also on the list here, the Smash 2003 hit Beyond Good and Evil is coming to the PSN next year in HD.
Yeah.
No date, no price.
Nope.
It's funny. That's one of the games I missed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I played a bit of it, and it never stuck. So I'm looking forward to going back and playing it in HD.
It's a cool game.
It's one of those things when everybody tells you it's great, you got to play it through.
More excited for that Team Eco collection, which was announced at, finalized and made official at Tokyo Game Show.
Speaking
You guys probably already talked to that.
which, Ryan,
Yes.
Team Eco Remake Collection.
Yeah.
Brian writes in.
Hi.
What are you
Brian.
doing for lunch today or tomorrow? Probably tomorrow would be better for me.
I don't know.
Tomorrow I'm buying you a ham sandwich. Because Brian says in episode 105 of Beyond, halfway through the show, Greg bet Ryan a ham sandwich that the Team Eco games would not receive an HD remake. The collection has been announced, so let the sandwiches reign to infinity and beyond. Thank you, Brian, for tracking our bets here on Podcast
Man,
Fam.
I love when they do that.
I know, it's great.
So amazing.
I always say it later in the show, but I still get questions about it. Remember, beyond@ign.com if you'd like to send us a message or be part of the show. But we'll talk about that in a little bit later.
Yes.
Still in the rope. So when are we getting this sandwich? I'll buy you any kind of sandwich you want. We can go to Tasty Kitchen.
No, we can do it. Do you want to do something today? We don't have to go to Tasty Kitchen. We can do something nearby.
Well, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever you want
Let's
your
do it.
sandwich or food of any kind.
Okay.
I owe you now, so you just call me out. And we got paid today, so I have money again. So that's exciting. God, I like having money.
Now you have $200 in your
Yeah,
bank.
exactly. Now I can totally. Once the rent's ripped from me like a beating heart. Anyways, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves Game of the Year Edition also announced, coming out in October 12th. That's hard to believe. That's right around the corner.
Ooh.
For $50, you get the game and a whole bunch of DLC that they put out before. Anybody excited about that?
Do you get like a ruby dagger?
No,
maybe?
no ruby dagger. It's
Like
not
a
the
like a
fortune.
sapphire necklace, maybe?
No.
How about a diamond-studded gun?
You get a piece of blue resin that you can eat, and it'll turn you into a monster.
It'll turn you into
Spoilers,
Lazarevich.
heads up, if anybody was trying to play that one when it came out. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, priced and dated, comes to PS on October 12th as well. This one's going to run you $15.
Rip off.
Whatever.
I kind of want to play it.
I'm going to buy it and play it, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Colin?
That's
Own
fine.
one.
I mean, the Sonic games are tragically overrated, of course.
What? They will always hold such a special place in every.
But I know they will in Genesis gamers' hearts, but I mean, when you go back and play those games, they're just.
I like to run
they're not
forward.
good.
I like to run
And
forward.
it's funny we tragically overrated Resistance 2.
High five. Bam! Clements is back. Hey, care package from Japan. Oh no, it's a vampire strike. Oh, he's just striking Colin left and right.
Fair enough. I can't even defend myself today, so.
Oh.
Go at
I'm joking around. It's fine. Resistance 2 is fine.
Here's again. Colin was nice enough to pull together a Roper report. Here's one verbatim. As if it's any big surprise, Call of Duty Black Ops will feature a zombie mode. This is Treyarch's calling card, so this isn't a big revelation, but it's still a cool feature.
Yeah, it is.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Love me some zombies.
I think it's gonna be a great game.
Are we excited for Black Ops? Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
I
said
am.
it's gonna be-
I think Treyarch's awesome, dude. Like,
Yeah.
they get.
I know
crap
you
for-
love. Well, you love World at War.
Yeah, I
I don't
think they're.
have anything.
I think they're fine. I don't see how. I really honestly don't see how Infinity Ward is any better than Treyarch. I gotta be totally honest with you. But you know, other people do. I don't really see the nuance in Modern Warfare or anything like that that makes those games better. So.
Yeah. I'm excited enough. Zombies do more for me. Did anyone watch the Red Dead trailer today for Zombies?
No.
Did not see
It's up
it
on
yet.
the site. It looks cool. Like, I'm a
Yeah.
big zombie fan, so that I watched that. I'm like, oh man, now I got to get back and beat Red Dead. You know what I mean? Because I stalled in Mexico.
Gotcha.
I want to finish that so I can.
You can do that on the 16th when we play for charity.
I have a whole bunch of games I want to line up to platinum. I've already started making that list, so we'll see. I'd imagine I'm going to be more trophy whoring in that occasion.
For sure.
Ryan,
Yes.
verbatim. Disappointing Ryan Clements-like persons everywhere. Square Enix has said that even though 2012 is the 10th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, there will still not be Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2012.
Yeah, I saw that. That doesn't come as a surprise to me. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to take a very long time, but I also think it's going to be absolutely unbelievable when it comes out.
You like
So-
Birth by Sleep as well? We haven't talked about that really.
Oh, did we never really talk
I think
about
it went
after
up
the review?
I think it went up and you went out of town.
Yeah, I
think
guess
that's
so.
what happened. You enjoyed
Birth by
that one.
Sleep is a lot of fun, yeah.
Should people pick it up? What if you liked Kingdom Hearts on PS2? Should you buy a PSP for this one?
Should you buy a PSP
You don't
for
have
it?
a PSP yet. You're like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
If you can get it for a fair price, then I'd say yes. But that's like how dependent on how hardcore of a Kingdom Hearts fan you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good.
The combat system's one of the best we've had in the series since the original.
Okay, good. How about some quick hits?
Okay.
Two Worlds 2 has been delayed, breaking Colin's heart.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually gonna play it now that it comes out next year because I'm kind of interested in like I know that Stephen Ng was really into the first one. I know that like a lot of people don't like that game, but I think it looks kind of interesting. So
I don't think you're gonna play it anytime soon.
No. Probably
2011. I mean, there's a million games coming out in 2011.
that's true. I'm gonna probably be
It's gonna.
the
It might
Mass
even be more
Effect,
crowded than this.
Mass Effect, and I'm gonna play Mass Effect again, and then
Killzone.
and Killzone and Dead Space 2 all come out in those first 2 months. So
Yeah,
that's gonna be a
That's
problem.
gonna be huge.
When is Killzone 3 officially?
February 26th, something
Wasn't
like
the
that.
original?
I
Didn't the
don't know.
original come out in a February?
January, I think, or
Yeah, I think
February.
it's
January.
January, because I remember I
Yeah.
played that. Me and Sam were playing it over Christmas break.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had retail of that game really early. I
Yeah,
remember.
that was awesome. I hope we did it again. Activision and European developer have announced they're working on a new NASCAR game.
I gotta see.
Wait, let me
I
see.
gotta see it.
It's not that hard. It's not hard to say. I don't
It's
remember
the
what it
second
is.
from, or it's the one closest to the bottom that's not scratched out.
Okay.
They're the guys that made like
It's
Big
also
Mother
highlighted
Trucka
as
and stuff.
NASCAR.
You Technics?
Yeah, you Technics.
Nah, I like the chunk chunk.
I
That's a
mean,
much,
yours
that's
is
a
good.
much
Yours is
more
good. For
literal
sure.
in it.
Yeah, they picked up the NASCAR license from EA, which is the EA dropped it,
Yeah,
to
to
do
start
MMA.
doing MMA.
and I don't like personally watching people drive, turning left for 500 laps, but I know a lot of people do, and they're into those games. And these guys apparently do nothing but racing games, so that'll be pretty cool.
Del Toro's game, details on it, still with THQ. He calls it a horror game, but not a survival horror game. Something different. He said, quote, best case scenario, end quote. The game won't be released until 2013.
That's quite it's quite far away.
Cool story, bro.
Lots of details coming on that one. Ron Gilbert of Monkey Island fame has joined Tim Schafer's Double Fine Studios. That's
Ooh.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
They're working on a
definitely.
new
It's
secret
a nice
title.
little combo.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not one of the 4 games secret games they've already announced too, which means that Double Fine is actually releasing a lot of games now.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean, they have 2 games under their belt up until this point, and now they have at least 5 or 6 games in development. Which is
What are
pretty
their
cool.
first 2 besides
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legends and what Psychonauts or whatever.
Psycho.
Yeah, and then they're working on Costume Quest.
Yeah,
That's
Costume
coming
Quest comes out in October, and then
Yeah.
that's the first of the secret games. So
out. Secret.
Secret games.
EA's NBA Elite has been delayed.
yeah,
That's not too upsetting to any of us. The concern was over NBA Jam, which is bundled with it on the PS3. That is ready to go, according to Colin, and will be released on the PSN in the near future.
Oh yeah.
No specific date or price yet.
He's on fire.
Craig's been playing that. It brings back good memories. I
Yeah.
look over his
Yeah,
desk
it
and
looks
watch
cool.
him play. Looking forward to it. Colin,
Yes.
according to a recent NPD study,
Yeah.
only 6% of gamers download content off their respective gaming networks.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
It was interesting, but I did say that like that takes into account like a lot of other stuff that we wouldn't typically consider a gaming network, like Apple TV and Roku,
PC, Mac, Roku, yeah.
stuff like that. So I mean, it's probably higher for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, but that's still a small number. But that's not really that surprising when you think about it. You know?
There's a lot of people that just get the system and don't really do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
With it.
You add on here, especially when you consider that 75% of U.S. consumers over the age of 13 did not connect to a network or download any content onto any device in the past 3 months.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
That's crazy.
I don't know why you would even own some of these things without connecting to the internet. But
Yeah, right. Wow. And wrapping up the news, Arkham City. New details. Kind of an enhanced detective mode they're talking about already. This time, the Riddler has placed secrets all around the city, and they can only be found by those who he's personally told about the location.
Yeah, sorry, this is a little convoluted. I can explain it. I'll explain it.
I read it myself.
Yeah.
Basically, you're going to fight all these dudes, as Batman, of course. There'll be one dude marked who knows information about where a Riddler's secret is. You have to take everybody else out and then interrogate that guy.
And then
Sounds
it'll
cool.
illuminate on your map and stuff like that. So I actually think that's really
That's
cool.
really cool. Yeah.
I'm excited about that game.
But you have to be careful, of course, not to hurt anyone else. Or kill him, I guess, or whatever. Knock him out.
Kill him after you get the information, of course.
Is that what you
Batman
want to do?
doesn't kill anybody.
This Batman does.
No, he won't. He never will. That's not what
Has
he
he
does.
never killed anyone?
No, that's his whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
He's never killed anyone.
Why would he kill anybody?
And so in Arkham Asylum, I didn't kill any of the guys that I
You just knocked
destroyed.
them out. Remember, they had stars over their heads.
Yeah, I know, but that was a little. Some of them definitely have brain trauma and stuff like that. At least.
Oh yeah, I'm
So they
sure
might as
many,
well be-
many are paralyzed.
So
They
so
reconstructed jaws.
so it would have been better that he killed some of these people as opposed to like putting them
Yeah,
in
I
a
mean-
life of misery where they're. Sorry. Pooping themselves.
Oh, Greg,
I knew it was coming, but I still drank. I still took a sip, not thinking it would be that funny. Yeah, but you know, that's
Sorry.
not Batman's
don't
parents
worry
were
about it.
killed. He can't do that to somebody else. Can't do that.
I've never done. I've
Better
never.
to have their kid watch them as they grow old in a vegetative state.
Yeah, it's like it's awful. It's an awful thing, dude.
I forget what game we were playing. It was one of the bad ones, but like the objective was, not to kill anybody on your way through. So you had to stealth. Oh, it wasn't even a bad one. It was Uncharted 2. Stealth kill those guys, and I stealth kill. You couldn't kill anybody, so you're just like knocking them out. Remember, like the security guards you
Yeah.
had no beef with, and Nathan Drake knocked one of them out, and then just left him face down in a fountain. I was like, oh yeah, he'll be fine. Don't worry. Guy just drowns. Nathan.
Yeah, that stage is silly, dude.
No, that was a weird stage.
Especially with its stupid 10 treasures. I think I played that for the guy. Like I played that stage probably 25 times before I found all those treasures.
Well, did you look through the what's the DLC for the Game of the Year edition?
No, I mean I don't. I mean it's all multiplayer stuff. I thought so.
No, on there you also get that PSP treasure map, and then also there's a video you get where Nathan Drake says, "If I wanted the freshest games, where would I go?"
Oh, you. Jeez, you snuck up. You go to the official IGN list of
Wow.
upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors.
Didn't see that one coming.
Now, to all the complainers, I say this every time because people do complain about the 3 platforms thing. All 3 platforms are represented this week.
Stuff is happening.
I'm going to start with the lessers. PS2 gets FIFA 11 and Rapala. Well, how do you say that? Rapala?
Rapala, I think. right?
Rapala?
Yeah. Bass Pro Fishing or whatever. it is?
Yeah. I'm going to call it Pro Base Fishing 2010.
Okay.
And they also, so they get those 2. PSP gets the same 2 games.
There's bass fishing on PSP.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Wow.
Well, that's what it said on GameStop. And then there's a bunch of games on PS3. Where do we begin? FIFA 11 comes out. Front Mission Evolved, which you're reviewing.
I am reviewing that one. I've been playing through it.
A little disappointed that that's not a strategy RPG like all the other Front
I'm a
Mission
little
games.
disappointed that I would rather do anything but play that game.
Fair enough.
Oh,
There you go. Preview of the review, everybody.
Really?
It's not a bad game, but it's not a game.
Because I had a lot of fun playing the multiplayer when I played it.
Yeah, that's what's holding up the review because before I left for Texas, I wasn't able to play.
Yeah.
What else? Atelier Rorana, is that how you said?
Corona.
The Alchemist of Arland. I've been watching Jack play that game, and actually, if you're an
Oh,
RPG,
you just stole a question from somebody.
Hold
Hold on, we'll get to it. We'll give him his moment in the sun here. Chris wrote in and said, "Can we expect a PS3 review of Atelier Rorona on PS3?"
Yes, because Jack's actually
Jack's doing it, yeah.
done with the article, and it's just being finalized.
Oh,
I
look
think.
at that.
Yeah,
So it should be up soon.
Coat
Yeah.
of polish.
today-ish. Rapala Pro Bass Fishing 2010.
How are trophies looking on that, Colin?
I didn't look,
Okay.
but I can't bring myself to look. I don't know if I can play that game.
What? You played Leisure Suit Larry.
That I
think you'd
did,
be all right.
but that was an action-packed adventure. Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock is out. Dead Rising 2, right? Came out this week?
Yep.
And Quantum Theory came out. I don't know who's reviewing
nice
that.
That's Anthony, and he is not having a good time
There
with
you
that
go,
one.
another one.
So that's it.
If I was part of the 6% that did download something, what could I get off the PSN?
Funny thing is, on the PlayStation Network, the blog said that Death Spank Thongs of Virtue was coming out this week, but I'm
No,
pretty
it's last
sure it
week.
was
That's a lie. That's last week.
So that was. Oh man, we have a special segment liar right here.
Who wrote that? Or was it Grace, or
I
was
think
it?
it was probably just Grace Chen, right?
All right. Okay. Well, we can't call Jeff Rubenstein a liar.
All right.
I'd like to do
Lara
that.
Croft and the Guardian of Light for
Bam.
$14.99.
Damon loves that game.
Swords and Soldiers. Don't know what that is, but it does start the description with blend of ninja monkeys attacking Aztecs and brutal Vikings with everything you love about real-time strategy games.
I believe that's a
And
WiiWare
you've got
game,
Swords
right?
and Soldiers.
It's supposed to be
Come on,
cool.
finally.
Damon reviewed that on Wii, and he said that it was cool. I want to download it, but just have too much stuff to play right now. I just feel like I'm getting
It's
way
so
ahead.
crowded.
I'm like really kind of overwhelmed lately because
Yeah, there's too much on the
I
plate.
get home and I like turn on the news and stuff, and then I like eat and I turn on Dead Rising and I kind of just leave it there and I leave it paused. I'm like, all right, I get to it in a minute because I like to boot it up because the game takes friggin' 8 years to load. And then so I boot and then I go back in 3 hours later and my PlayStation 3 is like running really hot and I'm like, I almost said it again. Crap. I left the system on and I just haven't even gotten anywhere in that game yet.
Yep.
And now like all these other games, I actually want to play Quantum Theory. I'll probably mess around with Front Mission just for giggles. And then all these other games are coming out. Before Medal of Honor's right around the corner. All these.
Yep.
I don't know when I'm going to have the time to finish any of this
It's
stuff.
crowded. It's bad. We're right there. This is the season.
Did we forget one piece of news, though? Did we do it last week? The Little Big Planet 2 delay? That
Yeah, we
happened.
did that last
okay.
week, yeah.
So that got pushed out of the way, which I guess frees up some time.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm
there's
not going to
still
play
so
Gran.
much.
I'm not going to play Gran Turismo. So.
You can even try it.
I'm
I'm gonna fool around with it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not. I'm not into racing games. So
you.
especially like simulation racing.
Yeah. What else you got on the network?
Sorry.
We're delaying.
No, it's fine. Borderlands New Revolution for $9.99.
Claptrap.
That's that Claptrap.
Claptrap.
Claptrap. And we already talked about Rapala, Pro Bass Fishing. Sorry.
Wait, is
They
that
got
a PS3 download or is that a PS?
PSP.
Okay, you're on the PSPs now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the PSPs because God of War: Ghost of Sparta demo is now available for
to everyone.
And there's Valkyria Chronicles 2 DLC this week as well. Well. That's it.
Awesome.
We got to bring up the energy level, guys.
I'm
Yeah.
there. I'm fine.
You don't look there.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've been doing great
I mean,
this show.
no, I'm not kidding you.
You go to hell.
All right.
How about
fine.
that?
This pit opens up underneath me.
All right, so pick of the week.
I would go with Dead Rising probably.
me
I
too.
mean, I haven't played any of these other games.
I played some of them. Front Mission Evolved. I played I have the Valkyria Chronicles download. That's a good deal. 22 new missions for $5. That's a really good deal
Wow.
if you're looking for more.
Really?
There's
22 missions?
and it's a mix of 1 stars, 2 stars, and 3 stars difficulties. So I'm happy to have it. Level
Jeez
up.
Louise.
Use your teams.
Finally
take all those
started
free
that
codes.
game, by the way.
How you liking it?
It's awesome. And then unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I had to quickly switch gears to Cladoon because I'm working on that review.
Is that how we pronounce it now?
Well,
I'm asking. That was a legitimate question.
Gladden.
actually,
Cladoon.
Cladden would probably be more accurate. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know.
We'll call it Cladden because it's short for Classic Dungeon. So
Okay.
See, what we have today,
Glad.
because we always talk about pronunciation, especially with me being from Long Island, and apparently I say everything wrong. So, because I say Mario, and I say
Which I love.
Ninja Gaiden,
you're right.
and but
But Itagaki does not like, by the way.
yeah, but I'll never stop saying it because when we're reading the
Colin Mario.
it's when we were young, we just that's how everyone said games, and you just assume that they were pronounced that
I've
way.
been there 100%.
I always think about the hockey player Luke Robitaille. His name is spelled L-U-C, and I always called him Luck Robitaille for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I was like, his name's Luke, and then you just can't stop, and then you just keep calling him by the wrong name.
Deus Ex, I still read as Deus Ex because
Deus.
we were in college that we saw that on the cover. My friend bought it and it was terrible for PS2. He's like, "It's garbage." And that was it. That was the end of Deus Ex for me.
But it'll always be Mario and Ninja Gaiden.
Mario. I do like it when you say Mario. Before I know we made the pick of the week, Dead Rising 2.
Yeah.
We touched on Cladoon.
Cladden.
Cladden is what we're calling it. All right.
Cladden.
V Nago wrote in with a question about that.
Okay.
Listening to this past podcast, Greg and Colin mentioned wanting to check out Cladden. This is an RPG. Knowing how Greg is a fan of Peace Walker, I made the following Big Boss pixelated creation. If you ever decide to play, feel free to use the data to bring Big Boss into the world of Cladden. It's a great little Big Boss. He sent me screenshots in the zip file. I will use that when I play. I've already got Cladden on the PSP. I'm ready to go.
Cool.
Colin,
Yes.
if you're ever going to pick it up, he sent you Mega Man ones.
Oh yeah, I saw that. He
you a
linked to a
link to
forum. There's a bunch of stuff on that.
Proto Man and Mega Man.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on that forum.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very 3D dot hero games like.
Yeah, that's what I was
where
gonna
you
say.
create
It's
your own
cool
character.
that they're building a little community around the game to build these things, just like they did with 3D.
And that game is pretty rad. It's not just the customizable features that make it cool. I mean, it has a lot going for it. It's also liked in typical NIS fashion. It has a kind of high barrier of entry, and you really need to read. When they give you an in-game tutorial, you need to fuck.
You didn't say it. You stopped it. You stopped yourself.
Fudge
You're
and
on. You're on it. You're okay.
You need to fudge and read that crap.
All right.
Yeah.
Read that. Beep. Woo.
Trophy tips. Just the tip. What do you got? Anybody?
Uh.
Dead Rising.
You
Dead
guys were
Rising.
simultaneous with that, by the way.
Dead Rising walkthrough is up over at ps3trophies.org.
Yeah, it is, and we'll have one on guides too. We have a freelancer. So basically, I was gonna do the guide for Dead Rising, and then we got Castlevania in the office several weeks ago. So I kind of pivoted and started doing Castlevania instead. So we're still gonna do a Dead Rising 2 guide, but a freelancer's doing it. But fear not, because I've instructed the freelancer on what exactly we need in that guide, and so it'll cover all of the things that you need for all the trophies. But like we said last week, that game is going to be a tough one, a time sink for sure.
Yeah, I think it won't be
because-
as bad though. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as 1.
Do you know that some of the trophies are over a single playthrough?
Yes.
Including the one for 72,000 kills?
Yes. I did it in 360. It was the same way.
It's like insane.
I think it's gonna be easier. I think it's gonna be easier before because now you eventually unlock the motorbike, and you can put the chainsaw on that. And I did that, and on one thing before the thing died, I had 1,000 things. 1,000 zombies dead.
I read another one, which was that you can apparently get an SUV,
Yes.
and that, like, if you drive it up and down the mall corridor or whatever, you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
like 1,000 kills per in-game hour. So that might be another easy way to do it.
That's what I mean. That's how you did it before in the other in 360, the
Okay.
original. Like you got this car and you'd used a couple cars actually in the parking garage and went around and killed things.
Now, what concerns me
Uh-huh.
is that the game takes place over 72 hours,
Yeah.
and you need 72,000 kills.
Yeah.
So at 1,000 kills an hour, you really have no room for error.
No.
So you
Yeah,
really need.
that's the big problem, and that's why I'm gonna wait a while and see what people's strategies are. You know what I mean? But this is one that I have on the list for Extra Life, which, if you don't remember, is the 24-hour gaming marathon where we are playing for the Children's Miracle Network. You can join our team or donate to our cause at tinyurl.com/extraIGN. That's on my list, yeah, to do it there. And so that's October 16th. We've got some time still. I'm hoping there'll be a very polished. Here's how to do it. Here's an easy way. I mean.
Yeah, I'm waiting. That's what I was doing too. So I went on ps3trophies.org, and I love that site.
Love it too.
And I was I always have my pen and paper. I'm always Cheryl, my girlfriend, always laughs at me because I'm always like I have all these like trophy scrap paper like riddled around my bedroom with
Yeah.
all this crap all over it that I need. And I started writing down. I'm like, well, I need to mix these drinks. And
Yeah,
I need
I know,
to,
right? Yeah,
and
I
I
know.
need to give the kid these gifts.
Yeah, all the gifts.
And I had like this whole paper, like blank paper written down, and then like a bunch of the other things were like coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. I'm like, I gotta find more crap than this,
Yeah.
Like stores coming soon, all weapon
I did the
combinations
stores.
coming
My
soon.
stores
I'm
are
like,
done.
so I was like, I'm just gonna wait. I mean, maybe I'll play through the game like the proper way, like a
playthrough for
normal
fun.
person
Yeah.
might do, as opposed to an idiot like myself that cares
It'll
about
be
trophies.
easier too when you level up. I'm level 50 now, so I can just run around and not have to worry about it.
Right. Yeah, I'm like level 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I haven't messed around with too many games since last week. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I think Swords and Soldiers is probably going to be a pretty cool game to play. If it's reminiscent, I know it's 2D, but if it's reminiscent of Mushroom Wars as far as like how hard the trophies are to get, then you should be able to probably get some bronzes out of it, I assume.
Okay.
And Death Spank, I assume, has a pretty similar trophy roster to the original one. And if that's true, then all you have to do is beat the game and get your guy up to level 20. But that's it.
You got any comments? You been playing anything? No, you've been working.
Of course not.
Claude and stuff.
Claude.
Colin,
Yes.
before we jump topics one more time, are you looking to Platinum Dead Rising? What's your plan with this?
Yeah, I'd like to. By the way, I'm feeling a lot better right now.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Trophies talk about it. That
Yeah.
There
helps.
you go.
Um,
The trophy talk.
do you
Cheers
want
up.
to schedule a time during Extra Life where you and I, because there's one trophy in there, you have to beat every mission file with a co-op partner.
Yeah, we can do
So
that.
we could run and do that.
I mean, that's going to take some time, but we can
No,
definitely do
it
that.
won't.
No?
We skip all the cutscenes. We're leveled up. And we're leveled up. It'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm totally
we'll
fine.
cream bosses,
I mean,
no
I have a small list of games that I must play for a little while at least to
Uh-huh. Satisfy the people who've donated. Right?
Exactly. So that was my deal. In case you guys haven't been listening, if you donate $25 or more to me, In Extra Life, you can pick a PlayStation 3 game that has trophies. Those are the rules, and I'll mess around with that game no matter what it is for a little while, half an hour or whatever. And if you want to play
I
online,
thought it was $1. It went up to 25 now.
well, $1 an hour,
Oh,
so $24.
gotcha.
Don't be confused when you donate. You're just donating a flat amount, but Colin's saying if you don't,
Exactly. So, because I want, so if you want to play, if you want to just, basically the incentive was if you want to see me suffer, that'll be fine. Because I think someone picked iPet for me.
Nice. There's good trophies in that, though.
Yeah, so I'll do that. But other people are like, I want to play Uncharted 2 with you or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we can do that. I'm going to be really rusty at it, but we'll play. So again, if you want to donate to me or whatever, and then just shoot me an email or a Facebook message or tweet at me, and let me know what you want to play. I'll add that to the list. So I'll add Dead Rising to the list. There's actually 24 hours is a long time, So
I'm worried already though.
Really?
Because I have a couple games on there, and I'm like, I don't know how many more I can. I don't want to get too. I don't want to make it so crazy that I can't do it. I want to do it where literally I sit down. It's like, all right, gonna focus on Jurassic the Hunted. Get my last. Don't die on anything. Dead Rising. Focus on that for as many hours as it takes. Hop over to Spider-Man as many hours as it takes, kind of thing. Speaking of which, are you giving me back Spider-Man?
No.
Okay, come on. I want that back.
Yeah, no. Just like I can bring it in tomorrow if you want.
Sorry.
How are we doing now?
Sorry.
It's okay.
How are you guys gonna stay awake for that long?
We'll be hunting trophies, so it'll be easy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just crazy to me. 24 hours.
We'll order pizza. We'll get
sleep.
lots of Coke, so we can not cocaine, Coca-Cola, so we can
I'll be drinking coffee.
Yeah, like I'm saying, caffeinate, and we'll be all right. I mean,
it's part of the thrill. Like I'm super excited for this event. And we're gonna be streaming it so we can talk to fans. They can do it, huh?
Is everyone doing it in the office?
Yeah, we're all coming into the office and doing it. If you're a fan, we have like 95% confirmations on some really cool games people are going to be playing. Like it'll be unreleased stuff. Some publishers are being really cool and offering us early looks at games and review builds of stuff that isn't going to be out yet. So you know how packed those months are. Imagine what's coming up pretty close to
I'm
that.
excited.
And what you want to play, yeah.
And when you think back to like your childhood days, I can't speak for you guys, but I mean there were honestly many days when I stayed up all day and all night play. Like Wild Arms 2 really comes to mind as a game that I stayed up for more than a day to beat that game when I was like near the end or whatever. And I think it'll be cool. I'm bringing in my air mattress and I'm gonna blow it up and then have it in my cubicle and I'm just gonna lay down in front of my TV and play.
That's terrible. You're gonna fall asleep.
No, it's just like that's how I play at home. I love just laying down and playing.
I
can't sit.
Do check-ins on you, buddy. I'm gonna set up a Ustream camera on you. Watch that one.
Do you think it's too late for me to join all this?
No, not
because
not
I found out because my mom is gonna come and visit me in California soon, and I thought it was gonna be an overlap.
Weekend. I gotcha.
But I think maybe it might not be.
Okay. No, it's never too late. We just added Ben Dickens, who is the latest. He's Woody, whoever Woody's role was in IGN, who nobody knows who I'm sure I'm talking about. He's not an editorial person. He's going to do it with us. He's a cool guy. We just added him. It's a simple hyperlink, and then you tell everybody on your blog to go donate some money. It all goes to the same team, too, so it's not like there's a competition between us on who gets the most.
And do we donate money as well, correct?
Nope. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna donate some money, but I mean, I think the fact that we're spending our time and using our minor internet celebrity to raise money is a pretty good deed. So I don't think you have to feel obligated to open your wallet. And obviously, like I told people, because I've been messaging people on Facebook and stuff and back and forth about it, don't donate if it's going to stress your financial situation out. Do it just if you can. That's what charity's all about. So I mean, if you have the extra $10 or whatever to donate, that's totally great. And
if you can't and you want to and you can't, we've already said, you're welcome to join Team IGN and do this in your own neighborhood and raise money that way do it for a hospital local to you. But if you can't even give the time for it, just pop in at some point on the Ustream and talk to us. There'll be articles up on IGN where you can come see what we're doing. Give us words of encouragement. Tell us we suck at games. Look at what unreleased games we're playing, and see if something you want to play.
Yeah. I should just do multiplayer StarCraft 2 for 24 hours and see how many losses I can accumulate.
I might play a little Civilization 5 too, by the way. Which, by the way, so this Civilization 5 obsession has developed actually since the last podcast. And I just want everyone to know, Civilization 5. I've never played a Civilization game because I don't play PC games. And I usually don't have a rig that could play it. But I have a new laptop and it can play it at like the minimum specs or whatever. So. I've been messing around with that game. That game is awesome, and I highly recommend it. And frankly, it's my game of the year right now, I think.
Wow!
So
overthrowing Mass Effect.
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy. Yeah. I can't wait to play it. I have it on the tower at my desk, but the problem is then I have to go home, walk Portillo, and then do work and yada yada yada.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like strategy games, really in-depth strategy games, but I just don't play games on PC that much. So
real time, correct?
No, it's turn-based, which is even cooler, I think. Because you're not stressed out about it, especially if your computer's not running well. Like my computer, really the map's huge and a lot of things are going on, so it kind of chugs. That would be a problem in a real-time game, I think. But I think it's a really cool game, so maybe I'll mess around with that a little bit too on Extra Life.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, now we come to
Rocha.
topic of the week.
Hello.
The big toe. Ryan, you're the topic of the week.
Is it me?
It's you. You went to Japan for TGS, and I'm sure you have all sorts of crazy stories. We want to hear them.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. And on to reader mail.
Well, first of all, I had a fantastic time, but I will say that, like many trips that you guys know about, it was a whole lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
And it was especially stressful leading up to the show because I was the event lead for the show, which means for readers that don't know, that means that I was basically, although everyone was chipping in and doing a lot of work and helping me out, I was technically the one responsible for planning our editorial efforts there. So there's a lot of stress.
It
There's
sucks.
a lot of spreadsheets. It is incredibly time consuming leading up to the show. So it was tough. But with that said, it was also a lot of fun, and I do have some wild stories. But first, I have to ask you guys what you want to hear. What are you curious about?
I want to know crazy IGN antics.
Crazy
What did you
IGN
kids get
antics?
into over there?
There were
I've
a lot
heard the
of
news. I've read it.
Yeah,
Colin tells me about it in
Okay.
blurbs that I read every week.
Well, let's see. There are a lot of stories. So my favorite story is the night of. It was before the show even started.
Nice.
And IGN was already hitting the town pretty hard, which is just the way IGN rolls. But we ended up going to a bar in Shibuya, which is obviously this massive entertainment and this entertainment district in Tokyo proper. It's also the setting of World Ends With You, which is one of my favorite DS games of all time.
It has the big crosswalk.
It has the gigantic, if you've ever seen the pictures of the giant intersection with the huge LCD screen on one of the buildings, that's in Shibuya, and that's like as World Ends With You calls it, it's the Scramble Crossing. That's not, I don't think that's the real name. But anyway, we went there for some partying.
Yeah, you did.
There were some shenanigans happening.
Hit me
Greg.
with it.
We started off at this awesome bar where the all three of the male bartenders were wearing these ridiculous floral pattern. They weren't even shirts. They were almost like a half toga. Like these were. It was like you would expect like a female pop star to wear them, but it was all guys. One of them spoke English well, and they were the nicest dudes ever. And this place was awesome. So this was also one of the rare places in Japan where I could get Jaeger, which is my new favorite drink of choice.
Now, you dropping it in a Red Bull?
Hold on. Let me make sure that Craig Baradon, our video producer, did. He was dropping it into Red Bull, and when he asked for a Jaeger bomb, he just takes the shot of Jaeger usually and pours it into the because he just likes the taste. He wants the Red Bull to keep him energized. He wants the Jaeger to get him effed up.
Yeah.
So usually the charm of dropping it into the glass is not required for him. But when he ordered the Jaeger and the Red Bull and the Jaeger bomb, they actually set it up on chopsticks and we're like, okay, you're good to go for and I don't think he ever even did that before because he turned to me and he's like, bruh, so do I just pound the table or what? That was my Craig.
That's a traditional sake bomb layout.
Right. That's basically how the sake bomb works. So he does it and it falls in and he's drinking this stuff and it's great. But the reason that I like Jaeger, let me tell you this, I did not realize this and I didn't know that both Jaeger and Fernet, which is apparently a San Francisco thing.
Disgusting.
I love it, I absolutely love it. But anyway, apparently both of them are digestives and are really good for your stomach, and I did not realize that.
So now you're gonna be an alcoholic.
They not only get you effed up, and I think they're tasty. I mean, Jaeger is basically like you're just drinking licorice. It's great.
I agree. I love Jaeger.
And Fernet is like a super minty, very powerful shot that you can take, and I like that stuff too. But they're also good for your stomach. They help with the digestion. That's great. Anyway, that's what I've heard. And a bartender told me, so you have to believe
It's got to be true.
After we went for all these shenanigans in this floral pattern bar in which there were many Jaegers consumed. Also, one of the bartenders, when I asked for another shot of Jaeger and I took it, I mean, let's be honest, I had 2 drinks at dinner and then I had another 2 to 3 shots at most.
Yeah.
And I was even mixing up water in between, so I was being careful. I was doing fine. But after having the second or third shot of Jaeger, the bartender was like, "You are very strong." I was like, no, I'm actually a lightweight compared to all these guys. But anyway, it was funny. After that, as is always the case with me going out,
you're dancing.
the clubbing infection began, where I could feel the urge, the burning desire to go dancing. But of course, unfortunately in Shibuya, if you do not have a girl with you and you are white, they will just absolutely not allow you to go into a club. Like you just need a girl. And Caleb, who used to frequent this one club and knows half of the staff, they had like a new bouncer outside, and he's name dropping like nobody's business. And they were like, "Girl?" And he's like, "No girls with me." He's like, "No." And like they just wouldn't let him into the club. But we basically just kind of snuck into this other club that wasn't as big as the main one that was turning people away. They let us in. It was me, Fran Mirabella, video team leader, and also Eric Brudvig, Xbox editor-in-chief. Executive editor. So we ended up going clubbing. Now, I don't know if people know this, and I don't know if you guys know this. You guys look super bored.
I'm into it.
I'm listening. Right. I'm envisioning.
In Japan, in a club, people do not dance with each other, and they do not dance in circles, which is often the case in American clubs. Everybody's with their friends. They're all like facing each other, going crazy. In Japan, in Japan, in Nihon, everyone lines up, okay, in lines, all facing forward, facing the DJ as if it was a concert. No one is really, people are dancing, but they're not really dancing with each other.
Okay.
Now, this will not do for Ryan Clements.
Of course
okay?
not.
Now, I pretty much love everything Japan, but when it comes to clubbing, their clubbing practices need some serious reform. So, me, Brudvig, Fran, and I all were typical thing. We like face each other. We're all like dancing. You know, there's some fist pumping. There's some fist pumping.
Beating the beat.
Beating the beat. Brudvig did a lot of beating the beat.
Yeah.
Downwards, which is amazing. Like as if he had dragged the beat to the dance floor. But yeah. So we were all dancing, and all these Japanese like youths. the 20-somethings. They kind of would like glance at us and get sort of excited because they're like, not only are there 3 white dudes, one of whom is very tall, one of whom has silky flowing hair, that's Fran, and one of whom is dancing like a maniac, that's me.
Brudvig's a tall one.
And yeah, Brudvig's a tall one. But that's what we each brought to the table in this club scenario. But they just started looking at us, and slowly but surely, like they would kind of come in and start dancing next to us and like pat us on the shoulder and like start getting really into it. Until eventually, I kid you not, we had just completely dominated this massive section of the dance floor where we had formed this huge circle of people, and we would like point to like some random like Japanese guy and be like, "Get in here!"
That's
and he would get so excited and just like, "Yeah!" like fist pumping and like this one guy would like do this little like tap stepping like going a little crazy, and I'd just be like pointing to his feet and be like, "Oh!" and then I would swear, but I can't do that on the podcast. But so people were getting really really into it, and every time I would go in and start doing my amateur popping and locking and all this crazy stuff, everyone in the circle would start chanting, and
they chant?
In Japan, the absolute universal phrase for yes or I understand or confirmation is hi, H-A-I, but it sounds like we're saying hi to someone. But they're basically saying hi. But yeah, so they were basically just like to the beat, they would just start being like hi, 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 hi. Like when you're like
was this
dancing
the greatest moment of your life?
One of my absolute favorite clubbing moments, besides another trip to Japan I had, which I've talked about in the past. But it was just so much fun. Fran was dominating, Brudvig was dominating. There was so much dominating going on. So
that's
definitely a
complete
fantastic
domination.
Time. Complete domination. By the end of that, the following day was interesting.
Yeah,
Let's put it like that. But I had downed a ton of water, so I was actually feeling fine compared to the other guys. So.
And you went back there the next morning just to find the guy sweeping the floor, and the party was over.
There's a meat locker.
Yeah, it was good times.
Cool, man.
That was like my favorite story, but I'm trying to think if there's other. Obviously, I after TGS was complete, I vacationed in Kyoto, which is like the temple city.
With Ryan Geddes, correct?
With Ryan Geddes, and we had an absolute blast. We also had our little clubbing experience, although it was nowhere near as extraordinary as the original. And I think I've rambled on long enough.
How much sushi did you eat?
Actually, not as much as the noodles.
God, I love sushi.
I know. Well, did you hear Brudvig and Geddes' story about what they did? They went to one of the most famous fish markets in the world.
Oh, yeah. I went there with them last time.
But it was closed, right?
This time it was open.
This time they got in and they went to this famous like sushi restaurant, at like 6 or 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Had to wait in line for like an hour and a half. But they claimed that literally it was the finest sushi in the world. And they have never, and they eat a lot of sushi, both of them, and they said that it was a whole nother level.
Wow.
Like something that they couldn't have even imagined. So I got a little jealous for not going.
Me too.
Now
But
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now I'm very my tastes are very.
wait, hold on.
Wait, we're buzzing. What is
There's
that?
crackles.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry,
Snowstorm.
Beyond.
There's a snowstorm outside, everybody.
It's raining.
Colin, hunker down.
Everybody check your connections. This is not me.
Oh no. Wait.
Yeah, it's gone.
How did that happen? I didn't even move.
I don't know.
You're sucking the show into the pit too.
Sorry. No, I am. Yeah. No, so I just had a question. So my
Yeah.
tastes aren't very refined.
Okay.
They're
Let's say they're more refined than our own Jim Riley, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But you know, I like certain things, but I don't. I'm very. I don't like fish. I don't like seafood. I don't really like super ethnic foods. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Would I be able to eat in Japan if I went there?
Yes, because they have. I mean, I'm assuming that you would love a really nice, hot, tasty bowl of noodles with some like roasted pork on the top, right?
Oh,
You
yeah,
ever,
for sure.
Do you eat ramen? Yeah.
That's ramen.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, that's like one of their quintessential
Mhm,
dishes.
mhm. Can I get
So-
McDonald's?
They have McDonald's there, and they're awesome
Mhm.
because you will never get such good service in a
Really?
McDonald's in your life. Like in Japan, they are so happy to serve you McDonald's. It is amazing. One of the things that I love most about Japan is that they take pride in everything they do, no matter how small it is. Even to the point of where the people that load your luggage onto the
Why is that?
Colin,
Why is that not
goodness.
even moving?
the people that load your luggage onto the bus at the airport, the shuttle that takes you to your hotel, when the bus pulls away, the entire line of people bow until the bus like leaves. Like they're not even bowing, they're just bowing to the bus driver who is like pulling away. You know, it's like it's amazing. Like to me that so much politeness, you know, saturates that
Our
country.
society can learn a great deal from the Japanese, I think,
Yeah.
as far as you know.
Not being jerks.
Well, just like every job has a purpose.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah.
shame in a lot of people about some of the things they do, or whatever. And that's that's their prerogative. But I feel like every job has a purpose, and every job needs
Yep.
to be done, and you got to just
It
do it to
does.
the best of your ability, or whatever.
Yes.
You know, like when I was in college, I was a landscaper or whatever. But like since I was like the low man on the totem pole, they used to just send me around with a garbage pail. I had to push around like the streets of Boston around our campus and just pick up garbage. You know. But I did it to the best of my ability. You know,
Yeah,
I wasn't
there you
ashamed
go.
of it. I ran into my friends, and it would be embarrassing for most people. But it's like I'm making money and I'm doing an honest
you go.
day's work. I just feel like that's like that really lifts my spirits as far as people just
Yeah.
take what they do
Take
seriously
pride.
because they're contributing
Oh,
something.
and also this will be my last story, Greg.
I'm not upset. Why did I give you topic of the week?
They not only take pride in what they do and they're very enthusiastic and respectful, but they also get really good at it. Because most of the time, obviously there's going to be exceptions,
Right.
as is the case with everything. But I still remember buying my bullet train tickets in Tokyo Station. There's this nice, lovely girl that was working like the counter for like the ticket counter for buying these bullet train tickets. And I asked her in Japanese, "Do you speak English?" And she indicated that she spoke a little bit. So then I somehow communicated like, 2 tickets to Kyoto on the Noizumi line, which is like one of the bullet train lines.
Yeah.
Now let's set this up mentally, okay? This is what she had a touch screen, like a massive touch screen on one side, like a keyboard like below it, and then like a mouse. So she had like a full like layout for controlling just the printing of tickets and stuff, okay? She proceeded to set up my ticket order in much the way you would combine Tom Cruise in Minority Report and E. Honda's like 100 palm attack. Okay, I have never seen anyone with such precision type across a touchpad. She touched the side of the screen each time to like discharge the static electricity, go on her keyboard, and then move her mouse without even talking to me in broken English, to try and set this stuff up. It was a thing of beauty. I just could not believe it. And this is just someone who works at a train station.
They're industrious.
Yeah.
Did you have the big anime eyes while you're
Yeah, that was me. And Japan is pretty cool.
All right.
Did she remind you of E Honda because you were in Japan?
Yeah, but also because like her hand was moving so fast it became a blur.
Did you go to that bathhouse where E Honda hangs out?
I went to a bathhouse. When Geddes and I stayed in Kyoto, we were in a traditional ryokan, which is like a traditional Japanese inn, and it had its own like stone like steam sauna bathhouse that like you actually like go in and like traditionally like you go into the bath and you soak, and it was awesome. I went in there. It was unbelievable.
I have much to learn. I have much to see still. You know?
Yes.
I'm so into American culture that I haven't done anything else. I'm running out of time.
Well,
You know.
you're
You're gonna
jeez.
die.
I'm Robin Williams and Jack. And
Oh
I'm
my
gonna,
gosh.
Yeah, it's
I don't think you're that pressed
How
for
old are
time,
you?
bro.
I'm 10.
Oh my god. It explains so much. Read them out.
Yes.
Read 'em
Read 'em
now.
out. Malice.
Mail
Malnutrition, malarchy.
We've been recording for 50 minutes already.
I know. Did you set the
Goodness.
tempo to 40? Are we okay? Are we gonna run?
Oh, we're fine. I'm
Wanna run
just,
to the wall?
we just should probably keep reader mail at a reasonable.
Dimitri has a simple one for you.
Okay.
Guys, I was wondering, will you be at the NYC meet and greet? Dimitri, no, we will not be at the NYC meet and greet. We're not. It's packed right now for games coverage, so it's kind of hard for any of us to get away. We probably will have Mike Thompson, former insider dude, and maybe Dave Clayman out there. But
Cool.
it'll mainly
What
be
is this meet and greet?
New York Comic Con's next week.
Oh, okay.
And so there's a IGN meet and greet, but it's probably going to be staffed with people like Rich George from the Comics Channel, Chris Carl from Entertainment, a whole bunch of cool dudes you should go meet, but
Yes.
it won't be you won't have much of a
Also,
games presence.
anyone with the opportunity to meet Mike Thompson should go meet Mike
Yeah.
Thompson. He
Ask
is
him for any
amazing
kind of
to talk to. Just ask him for a story and, just see what happens. Good stuff.
Murphy Depp writes in, and he's actually talking about Rich George. Kind of. Hey guys, I was wondering, Rich George says that he would not buy or read as many comics as he does if he didn't work for IGN Comics. So I was wondering if the same applies for you. If you didn't work for IGN, would you play or buy as many games as you do now?
No.
The
of
answer is
course
no.
not.
No,
We talked
absolutely
about
not.
this last week, Murphy and Ryan. I know you weren't here. With the Colin took the Marie Antoinette kid to town. Part of the job that we have to be up on everything, so we have to play everything, and that's why games get passed around like they do, because we have to know what the hell's going on. If we were outside on the world, first off, I'd have no job, I'd be able to make no money, and I wouldn't be able to buy games like that.
Yeah, exactly. And there would be no reason to. I have other hobbies and stuff like that. I try to, I was making the point last week, is that I try to play as many games as possible so that we can talk about games in an authoritative way, because that's what you guys expect from us. But no, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. And also, I want to just briefly, because that email was interesting. We got a lot of great feedback, both sides of the fence about it.
A lot of people thought we missed the point of the.
Yeah, I don't think I missed the point at all. And in fact, I thought it was a little weird that people were, getting mad at us for the used game comments and stuff like that. I don't really remember us ever harping too hard on used games as much as we were
It's
harping
that we
on.
always say, we're okay with EA or THQ.
Yeah, that was
whoever
more of the
charges.
argument. I think we took that to task pretty well or whatever. But most of the comments we got actually back were positive, and so we appreciate that or whatever. That some of you actually see where we're coming from.
A lot of kids said that the people who were against us, or not against us, but thought we missed the point, was that even though he didn't phrase it well, the Marie Antoinette Jacques, whatever his name was,
Yeah.
Jacques, was trying to say that we don't have a frame of reference anymore to say, oh well, $10 for an online pass isn't a big deal since we don't pay for most of the games that do this. Like when we play Tiger Woods, we're borrowing that copy and then,
Right.
blah blah blah. I still don't buy that. We were on the outside for years and bought games for years.
Yeah, it's still a moot argument. And the one thing I want to say that I don't think we touched on last week, which I think is important, is that people say well, we harp on other people contributing money to the industry, but we don't contribute to the industry.
Uh-huh.
Now, I just want to, we don't see obviously advertising dollars. That stuff is totally separate from us or whatever. And obviously we get paid our salary and that's it. But the games that we really love, I talk about Shatter. Now, honestly, how many people out there that listen to Podcast Beyond bought Shatter because I told them that it was a good game? A lot of people. I get messages about that all the time. I would never played Shatter if not for you, blah, blah, blah. I probably sold dozens or scores of that game. So obviously I contributed quite a bit to the industry, actually, by talking about how great this game is. Same thing with you with Arkham Asylum or Infamous.
No, Rogue Warrior.
Yeah, even Rogue Warrior. We just talk about people who are
It's
just
$20
interested.
now. Go
if
get it.
people are interested, they go buy it. So I think that, in a way, we didn't touch on this, and I think it is important that, in a way, we contribute our fair share, if not really much more than the average gaming consumer, just by the fact that we recommend games.
That's the whole argument of why we need to play everything. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? If we
Exactly.
if we couldn't play everything and we didn't have these opportunities that we get, I would have never picked up a Rogue Warrior, and it would have gotten the 4.5, 3.2, 2.5, whatever.
2.5, yeah.
2.5, and that it would have never been talked about again. And here we are. Jim Riley on the podcast a couple weeks ago, we get an email from one of the developers saying how touched he was that we still talk about that turd of a game. It's oh, neat.
Yeah, I think it's really cool, and I think it's just an important point, because I understand that maybe we don't spend as much money as maybe the big gaming consumers that we know, like the guys we meet at meet and greet, like Mike Mitchell that was here the other day.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Super friend.
super friend Mike Mitchell, and but at the same time, like our recommendations and our depth of knowledge in the industry, whatever, allows us to recommend good games that then allow those games to sell more, because we want you guys to play them. So those games would have never been sold in the first place. And as much as some of you guys maybe don't appreciate our opinions or don't like us, our opinions carry a lot of weight and so those things matter. And
It reminds me a lot in a way of when I was under 21, and I was like, if I can fight in a war, I should be able to drink. And then you lose that fire as soon as you turn 21.
Exactly.
Like, F everybody else, I don't care. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's totally, you don't understand it till you cross that line. You know what I mean, or whatever. If that doesn't make any sense. That sounds really stupid. Everything.
No,
I
I
just said
understand.
was really dumb.
I can understand.
No,
what
I
you're
understand
saying.
exactly what you're saying because we, like you said, we were there at one time, and in a lot of ways we still are there because like you and I have access to a lot of, and Clements obviously have a lot of access to PS3 games and PSP games, but we don't have access to a lot of other things. That's what I was saying last week. Like I buy a lot of DS games,
Yeah.
because we don't get those games, and so we do contribute parts of it. And like I also said, even if I have 54, 55 PSN games.
Yeah.
And I've bought
You
maybe
bought the majority of them,
45 of them,
yeah.
maybe more than that.
The other thing, too, that's important to point out about that stuff is even when we review a PSN game, because those games come out on the day we can't get an early build most of the time for a PSN game. Most of those games are purchased.
Exactly.
Those aren't codes, because if you wait for a code, with all due respect to Sony and everybody else, by the time they generate the code and get it to a PR person who then filters it out to you, you're looking at Friday, and that game came out on Tuesday, and we want to have that review as soon as we can most of the time.
That's true. A lot of the games that because I download a lot of the B PSN games that we wouldn't otherwise get reviewed, and like Ludia games, like the game show games and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you
I
buy
buy
those,
those games
yeah.
with my own money. So do I expense them? Yes. But are they still being purchased?
Yeah, that money's
Yes.
still going out there.
So I'm glad that we had that conversation last week. I don't listen to the podcast, but I listened to that argument because I was like, where am I? Maybe I'm coming from a different place. Maybe I'm just not saying things but I actually listened to it. I'm like, I think we made our case pretty well. And I think the reader email and the responses pretty much echo the fact that we reached most people.
Yeah.
So
It's a conversation that has endless ripples, and there's a million things to say. Clements is rubbing his tummy. You're hungry, huh?
I'm getting
I'm hungry too. Yeah. How are we doing in time? I gotta take you to lunch. We gotta get this process. The voice
I
chat
know.
gets in here.
Yeah. It's according to hold on. One sec.
Okay.
One sec.
I'm gonna ask a question while you do that. This is gonna go out to you and me, mainly Ryan.
Okay.
Justin Engelman writes in and says, since they released the track list to Sing Star Dance, I was wondering what you guys thought of the track list, and would we be lucky enough to get a video review? I'd love to see Backstreet IGN boys. Ryan, are you going to play Sing Star Dance? You love dancing.
I do, but I actually don't know much about it.
You hold the move controller and
apologize.
reenact. I'd be singing and you'd be dancing behind me, and the eyes tracking you and recording us. There's a lady on screen showing the dance moves you should be doing. You're doing that.
That sounds mildly interesting.
I am turning my back on SingStar because they turned our back on us.
It did,
It's
though.
a dead franchise to me. Like
It really did.
It didn't capitalize on anything it could have done. It's been limping. We still don't have wireless mics. The store rarely gets great tunes updated to it. Like you know what I mean? Like everything comes so late to that, and this is just another late edition. The song track list isn't even packed with that many new songs. Like Baby One More Time's on there. It's like stuff that's already out there, just being repackaged with the SingStar
Wait, like
Dance
the
thing.
Britney Spears song?
hit me, baby, one more time. That was a pretty good impression.
It's a great. I mean, it's a good party game to have around and stuff, but it could have been so much more, and it did not. So
Wait, did I do the right bass to that song? I get all her
think you
singles
did.
confused. Yeah.
Oh
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyways, video review, I
No.
doubt it, but we'll see. Maybe if it's a slow time, anytime soon. We'd get it. What do you got? How are we doing in time? We got to get you.
Oh
to
no,
get
we're
some
fine.
food.
I did want. Well, we've been recording for 58 minutes.
Okay, so the show's getting-
And also, I do want to say that my friend and I had a classic inside joke where we sort of got obsessed with the ridiculous effects in Toxic. That like. So we would do that all the time randomly in the car, and it was funny. That was it.
That's a good story,
Cool
Ryan.
story.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Ryu writes in, says to Colin,
Yes.
you seem to be in first-person shooters. And
yeah.
I was wondering if you played Fear 1 and Fear 2. Did you
I'm probably more into shooters than Colin is.
Yeah, I mean, I like shooters. I mean, I'm not really that into them.
play Fear 1 or Fear 2?
I didn't play Fear 1. I wrote the guide for Fear 2.
Okay.
I
Why
wrote
didn't you
the-
play
I
Fear
wrote
1?
the
He
book
asked.
on it.
I don't know. I just wasn't exposed to that game.
Did you enjoy Fear 2?
Yeah, Fear 2 is cool. I mean, I don't really know what's going on in the story. I mean, I understand as much as the story in Fear 2 is there. I actually think it's a cool game. It's a solid first-person shooter. It's definitely better than a lot of the crap out there. So.
Okay. He's got a follow-up for you, Ryan. Not at all related to Fear.
Okay.
As long as I can remember, I find myself quite similar to you in terms of liking RPGs and the like. Which brings me to something else I like. Devil May Cry. I've read your impressions, and I can't help but wonder if this is a trend that's starting to hurt the game industry. What's your take on Japanese companies such as Konami and Capcom leaving one of their treasured franchises, Silent Hill and Devil May Cry, in the hands of developers outside of Japan?
I can totally understand the fears and concerns that go along with it because
Yes.
I always want the original teams to do like their original works because they were the ones that know it best. But in this particular case, I feel like sometimes when a franchise has been around for a long time, it's really interesting and healthy for a new set of minds to try at it because ultimately when fresh eyes come in, it brings something, you know. Now, that's to say, with Devil May Cry in particular, yes, I am super psyched about that game, but I'll be the first one to say it might not be as good as the originals. We just don't know. Won't know until we play it.
I'm excited for that trailer though. That Devil May Cry had me
That trailer
excited.
was unbelievably awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I liked
You
your
saw
I liked your
yeah,
article about
yeah,
why
yeah.
people should
I was
freak
nerding out about it. Yeah,
I loved
for
it.
sure.
Very excited. Very excited.
If I may just say, I'm not a huge Devil May Cry fan or whatever. I'm actually kind of bitter about that remake or that reboot because I really feel like they should be focusing on doing an Onimusha game. But because that's a better series, of course. But sometimes,
In your opinion,
in my opinion, but so I understand the outside of Japanese development circle argument or whatever. But it actually brings up an interesting point. Maybe it should be topic of the week next week. Is that Inafune New York Times article that interview?
That was crazy.
Well, because I really think he's right, like totally right, and I like how he was. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just Google KJ Inafune New York Times article TGS or something.
He basically said that there's no new ideas coming out.
Yep. I look around the show floor and everyone is making terrible games. Japan is 5 years behind.
Yeah, he basically just craps all over the Japanese gaming industry. And what he was he's coming from a point of view of actual statistics and stuff like that. That Japanese gaming doesn't really affect the worldwide market anymore because it doesn't, and that American games and European games and Canadian games sell a lot better and are received a lot better, which they are. And so it was an interesting article, and I really think it would be an interesting topic for us to discuss more in depth, especially with Ryan, because Ryan's really an advocate for Japanese gaming. And I used to be. That was one of the arguments I was making. I posted it on my Facebook, that quote about everyone's making awful games, and people were defending Japanese games, and that's cool. And I was like, when I think about my favorite games of all time, they're all Japanese games. So something has clearly happened to the industry recently. Whenever you look at Final Fantasy 13, like I know you like that game or think it's a good game. Like I thought it was terrible. I thought it was actually a sign. I would
rather be dead than
I thought it was really emblematic of exactly what's wrong with Japanese gaming right now. So maybe we'll jot that down for topic of the week next week. And in the meantime, Beyonders, Google that article and read it and see how Inafune not only craps on Japanese gaming in the industry, but also his own company over and over and over again, fearlessly, which is pretty amazing to me.
He's got the balls.
Well, because he knows Capcom will never fire him, ever. So
Okay.
he can say what he wants.
Next question comes from Brianna, and she says, Beyond. Longtime gamer girl and avid cosplayer here with a question for you guys. She sent in some photos too. Here's
of course I looked at them.
Oh, I know you guys.
Awesome.
I didn't see these. Let me hand them over when you
It's her cosplay. If she made those outfits, they're incredible.
They're all PlayStation themed. So there
cool.
you go. Question for you guys. What would be your favorite female character to see a cosplayer dressed as? Also, do you consider cosplaying awesome, dorky, or both? And then she has a heart. She does little heart symbols.
Heart
Brianna.
back.
Aw.
This will get me. I've said this on the podcast before. I cosplayed once back in the day, or maybe twice. I forgot. But I'm no stranger to cosplay, and I think it's cool if it's done at least with a semblance of taste. Sometimes you'll see some cosplayers that might not be choosing the most appropriate outfits for either their body type or
Yeah, that's horrifying, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't say horrifying.
Well,
I've seen more horrible things, but I think cosplay is geeky, but it's geeky in an awesome way. So, yeah.
I love cosplay. I think it's great.
I mean, it's really it's fun. It's
I every time I go to a Comic-Con or any kind of event, I look for cosplayers. I'm excited. I have that awesome photo from PAX with me and the entire Valkyria Chronicles cast.
That was so
awesome.
cool.
They were so good.
Who would we want the female?
Female, I'm always a big fan of a Supergirl or a Batgirl.
Okay.
I'm always a fan of that.
Yeah.
What do you got, Colin? Cosplay?
I don't know, like maybe Terra or Celis from Final Fantasy VI would be pretty cool.
I love Final Fantasy VII cosplayers. I love seeing like Tifa and Aerith. I think they're Aerith.
Yeah. Do I think it's dorky? Of course, it's super dorky. But to each his own. I mean, I'm a huge nerd, so who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Who am I to cast the first stone? Ryan.
Of course.
All right, Brianna. We like it. We like cosplay.
And I give you a thumbs up to your outfits.
Exactly. Send in a nice photo of your outfits and autograph it for us and put it up on the wall here in the Podcast Beyond studio.
That'd be fun.
Our address hopefully, 625 2nd Street, 3rd floor, San Francisco, CA, 94105.
94107.
107.
You can just put the address in USPS and they'll give you the zip code.
Oh, there you go. Or you can just write IGN on an envelope. They'll get it here. They know where they're going.
Just write IGN,
Just
nothing else.
Mirabella.
I got 2 questions here before we go. The first is an idea from Dan. He says, I have an idea for a new segment and a way to foster trophy ideas. Quote, the quarterly platinum. End quote. The Beyond Crew nominates a game for a quarter, i.e. March, April, which those are months, not quarters. But a month.
Maybe
Yeah, I
means
understand.
March through April.
But that's still not a
That's still
quarter.
2 months. Those are
A quarter is first quarter, January through March.
Yeah.
Second quarter, April through June, etc. and so on.
Yeah. And the Beyond Faithful go out and get it. Damn. I like that idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad
one.
idea.
We could
Okay.
do that and see who all gets it.
Go out and get Rapala Pro Fishing.
No, don't do that when we don't know anything about it. You want to do Dead Rising? That could be our first quarterly platinum
Okay, Dead Rising
because
too.
we're chasing it ourselves.
Yeah, certainly if you're looking to stretch your buck, that's probably a good game to pick up. Although the game that's going to really ultimately stretch your buck, of course, comes out in a few weeks, and that is, well, not a few weeks, about a month. And that, of course, is New Vegas.
Oh, yes.
Your quarterly platinum has been assigned in Dead Rising 2.
Do we want to do this through the end of the year and then start a new one fresh in January?
Yeah, that's fun.
All right, so even if you got it for the holidays, then you kind of have a little bit of time. I said we had 2, but you just asked one. You just made a Fallout reference. Somebody had one here. Oh, Colin.
Yeah,
This is from Why So Devious.
okay,
Will you be doing a guide for Fallout New Vegas?
of course.
If so, have you already started working on it?
Not yet. Soon.
Will we see an early version of it, or when the game ships in October?
It'll be on its way by the time the game ships, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll post it probably when the embargo lifts.
All right. Also, when it comes to writing game guides, how do you tackle such an expansive game like Fallout?
It's not easy. You know, I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time, so I mean, it's kind of just second nature, I guess, at this point.
You just go step by step and write everything down?
Yeah, I mean, if you can imagine playing a game for no more than a minute at a time, taking screenshots
terrible.
and then pausing it and writing for 10 minutes or so, then that's basically how I got through the first Fallout, or Fallout 3. And that's how I get through New Vegas, too.
Final question from Why So Devious. Are there times when you cheat and consult other guides?
Yeah, I mean, we use, like, whatever, basically, when a strategy guide has information in it or whatever, it's like none of that's like copyrighted information. So like the location of a good or whatever. If we can't find something, like when Uncharted 2 came out, there was a few treasures that's a good example. When Uncharted 2 came out, I found 92 or 93 of the treasures by myself, but I just couldn't find some of the other ones. So I went to a website when it had it up, and that person had found them. So I was like, oh, well, good. He knows where they is or where they are. So then I went back into my game. I took the screens, took video, and wrote about how to get the. So I mean, that's that's really not.
I don't know much about guides. Everybody I would assume, does that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's uncommon. I mean, you have to understand that with Brady and Prima and stuff, they get help directly from the developers. So they're not looking for anything because they know where everything is already. So if we need extra help, we don't really use the Prima or Brady guides. But I mean, a lot of people online have their own little fan sites and stuff like that, and they'll help. In us finding certain things or whatever, or like in Dragon Age, I wrote that guide for a long time, whatever, and so once in a while I'd be stuck on a side quest, or I'd just be curious how to get through a side quest in a different way, and then I'd go read about it and then do it myself, whatever.
Yeah.
But we always do things ourselves, and we always write things ourselves, and we always take our own assets and stuff like that.
That's the important note, is
Yeah.
that you're creating your own content out of generic information. Like you're not taking what they're writing is. You're not taking
pasting
their screens.
words in.
Yeah, exactly. Like the location of an item, like a hidden item, is not copyrighted, but the way they wrote about it, of course, is. And so we would never, we have high standards on IGN guides, and we would never do something like that.
Cool. Final question of the week is from Joe, and it's kind of directed at me, but it affects everybody. It pissed me off, so that's why it's here.
Oh, okay.
The message is titled, "Why no Killzone 3 coverage?" You guys seem to be ignoring this game, which doesn't make any sense considering it's the best first-person series shooter in this generation, and it's a PS3 exclusive. I mean, what do you guys think of the controls? Are you on the side that it needs to be more COD-like, or it should be the original input lag to keep out the noobs? Or how do you guys feel about Guerrilla getting rid of custom game server lists on Killzone 2 because they think it's too difficult for casuals to understand, giving them automatically matchmaking now? How do you guys feel about removing the spawn grenade from the tactician and replacing it with activable
I don't know what the hell this guy's even
spawn
talking
beacons
about.
on set locations around the map? Joe, first off, we mentioned Killzone 3 every freaking show.
I know we wrote a lot about it. We've written a lot about it.
Thank you very much, Colin. We have 36 articles on
I
IGN
know,
about
what are you
Killzone 3.
talking about?
13 features and 3 previews and 20 news stories just to round out a little bit of
We
what's
got
up
another
there.
email about that too this week. It's like, what are you talking about?
Go to IGN.com. I'm sorry we don't go into length here. And I think it's one of those things where I don't know. Raise your hand if you played Killzone 3. So me and Ryan have. The controls feel like Killzone 2 to me, which I loved, and I thought that was great. I never had the lag problem, but I'm not a big first-person shooter part. We have videos of them walking you through the move controls. Like, I mean, a perfect demonstration from the guys at Gorilla, which is awesome from, what was the show? PAX. We did it at PAX. A great demo you should go watch right now on IGN.com. Remember that Podcast Beyond is a subsidiary of IGN.com. we try to direct you to that content because that's where everything you want.
Yeah, that's all the stuff we write. And to say that we don't have Killzone 3 content.
How do we feel about them getting
really
rid of
funny.
custom games and server list of kill? I don't know. You're getting very technical there. I will feel about it when I play it and get to hands-on. I'm not going to freak out about news and stuff like that. How do I feel about them removing the spawn grenade from the tactician and replacing it with an activable spawn beacons on set locations around the map? I haven't seen that or tried that out.
I don't even know what the
I
hell that
also
means.
don't even know what it means.
I played the hell out of Killzone multiplayer. They had a good idea. I loved how it worked in 2. I'm sure 3 will be great. I'm very much looking forward to it.
We'll
There you
talk
go.
about it more and more. It'll crescendo when the game's
When we
about
actually
to come
get
out.
the game and
Yeah.
we're playing it, yeah. Until then, you can read the
You can read the 36
reams
articles
of
on
articles and videos up there. Ryan, before I turn it over to you, we have a new segment we call Free Stuff. Lau has the Dead Space 2 multiplayer beta code for a lucky fan out there if you'd like to join in. 78CT D4BJE62R to get into the Dead Space 2 limited edition multiplayer beta, awesome collector's edition, rad sauce, free multiplayer beta. I need to thank Fading Shadow from the PSN and Steve Pupusa, the Dead Space 2 man. Fading Shadows dropped me a message over the weekend, said, hey, did you get into the Dead Space 2 multiplayer beta? I said no, I hadn't really investigated it. I'd kicked I had kicked EA an email earlier in the day, hadn't heard anything back. He's like, you should try, man, here's a link to get into it. And then like 2 seconds later, he sent me another message, screw it, I'll get you in. And so he went and started bugging Steve on Twitter to get me in, and eventually got me a code, and probably made Steve pretty pissed off.
Oh, well.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Also, somebody else sent in UK only Guardian of Light code. I thought I had your name, but I don't. So thank you, crazy UK listener who doesn't want this game. FDHGJBBL7QMK. Remember, that's only going to be good in the UK, so US people
That's
don't waste your
bloody brilliant.
They could make a UK cap, though, couldn't they?
time. Yeah, if you really wanted to. But
But
by
you
the
got to be quick.
By the time you did that,
You
someone's
gotta
already
be
grabbed
quick.
it. Yeah. Ryan,
Yes.
lead us out of this show. Thanks for coming back. We missed
Yeah,
you.
no problem. I missed you guys. We do have a Twitter hit of the week, if that's acceptable.
Is this somebody how's this work?
As in, I asked on Twitter who wants to be hit of the week.
Oh,
So
I didn't know if you were.
you're bringing it back. You're feeling better now?
Oh, I just wanted to do it on and off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that meant whatever. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Here's
anyway.
the PSN name.
Twitter hit. Dean wrote in. Dean says that he has been a listener since day one and has never been a hit. I'd say that's fine enough reason to be a hit.
But can he prove it?
Yeah, he can't, and I can't check either, and I don't have the time. But let's just go off good faith. It's the PSN ID is Dean147. Congrats, Dean. You have been hit of the week. Go play some games and have a good time. PSN confirmed.
Remember, if you're a new listener, hit of the week is a PSN name. You now have to go friend and fill out your
yes.
PSN friends list.
I should probably.
Maybe I thought maybe that's why it's dropped off because
Yes.
we've added people and not telling what that is.
Yeah, go. That's Dean147. Add
Needs
him as a
PSN
friend.
friends.
He needs
On
friends.
the PlayStation Network.
On the PlayStation Network. Go add him as a friend. That's his PSN ID.
Don't make
And go
Ryan
play a
angry
game.
again. Don't make Ryan angry
Yeah,
again.
don't make me angry.
Also, remember, beyond@ign.com for all your Podcast Beyond needs. Drop us an email there if you want to be on the show, stuff like that.
Yes.
Questions?
And I have a song to end the show with.
Sounds radical. Remember to follow us on Twitter, IGN, Game Over Greggy, Plum Cider. No taxation. He's tweeting now, ladies
Yeah,
and
I'm
gentlemen.
tweeting.
You are.
I
I saw
tweeted
him.
it.
Making him angry.
When you weren't paying attention before the show started, when
Yeah.
we were setting up, took a photo of you, tweeted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
good.
All right.
I'm sure I was looking real
So
glum.
find us all there. We're still on Facebook. I can no longer accept friend requests.
I still can, but I'd prefer.
Twitter's the way of the future.
Twitter, yeah. Twitter is followers.
I'm splitting
Plum.
I'm splitting my attention.
Plum cider.
Yeah, Plum.
No,
P-W-A-M.
I have.
What'd I say?
I know. Oh yeah. I'm just saying
Just
it
making
because
sure I
so
didn't
many
screw it up.
people have complained.
It is a weird name.
PWAMM cider. No, not. See, I'm just confusing people more. There's no double M. I'm just trying to clarify that it is PWAM as in mother. Cider.
Mother effer.
Effer.
Hey, can I just take a moment real quick?
You have.
Are you announcing your retirement?
30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm not announcing my retirement because I'm only 25. So I just want to make, I've said this a million times, I want to make it really clear. I keep getting messages on Facebook and Twitter and PSN about me adding people to my PlayStation Network list. Now, I love that you guys want to be my friends, but I have to keep it fair. Do not ask me to add you to the list.
Agreed.
That's not the way it happens. That's not the way it works. When someone is inactive for 10 days that I don't know, I remove them from my list, and then there is a vacancy, and the first person who gets that vacancy is now on the list. That's the way it works.
What's your PSN name?
Moriarty-IGN.
Mine's Game Over Greggy, and I do the same thing now.
So, I feel bad because I answer all your messages, but there's only so many ways I can say like, no, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't add you because that breaks the rules.
Yep.
The only exceptions I ever made were at the meet and greet. I added all the people at the meet and greet.
Yeah.
But that's it.
All right.
Sorry, Ryan.
No problem, buddy. I'm just concerned about the time.
Should have set the tempo to 40.
Oh, my God. We're going to end with a song by Adam. I was actually really impressed with this song. Adam wrote in, he is in a indie pop band from Australia, and to which I thought, you can't go wrong with that. Their band is called The Good China, and the song is called We Found Three Whistles. It's actually a little bit of some Mario referencing going on. But I listened to this, and I had such a good time. And I also got yelled at for having it too loud on my headphones, which I didn't notice.
It was loud. I could hear it on my desk.
Thank you very much, Adam, for sending this song in. I very much enjoyed it, and I hope you Beyond listeners enjoyed it as well. Thank you for letting me come back into your sacred halls, gentlemen.
Thank you for being back.
That's it.
Beyond?
Beyond.
Beyond.
Childhood span, controller in hand, one toot on this whistle will send you to a faraway